Yo to the yo, it is I, the Minion from AllCast Irish Gamers. That on the screen is my gamer tag. Write it down, put yours in the comments, and we will duel in the future. Also like and subscribe, really helps the video, helps the channel a lot. You're doing us a huge solid. Welcome back for another Master Duel deck recipe. This time up we've got the Magician God deck. We're going to go straight into it. One Dark Magician is all you need. I've tested the ratios in this deck. 2 doesn't work, you're going to need 1. You're going to go 3 Magician Souls because it's just a great special summon. It gets Dark Magician on the field or Dark Magician Girl, whatever you really need. Not many hand traps in this build. I've messed with the build a lot to see what works and what doesn't. And what works is Max C. No surprise there. This card works in any deck. No messing around. It really helps you draw cards for Slifer as well, but it'll also help you get those missing combo pieces you need for when you're going second and you're trying to break a board. We've got 3 Magician's Rod. Key, instrumental to this deck. I tried messing around with less, but you're going to need 3 because it really helps you get the cards you need that allow you to stack your deck. Reactor Slime, you gotta have him in there. Tried to do the build without him, didn't work. Didn't work as well. I know he's a normal summon, so he kind of conflicts with Rod, but just have 2 in there. It'll help later, I guarantee you. Got 1 Dark Magician Girl, and you got the 1 Dark Magician Girl and the 1 Dark Magician to get the Magician Souls on the field, but it's also for that extra draw with Soul Servant. Straight to the big boys. 1 Obelisk, 1 Slifer, and 1 Winged Dragon of Ra. Another situation where I messed with the ratios, tried to play with 2 Winged Dragons, found myself drawing into a lot of God cards. You really only need 1. I mean, do you need 2? If you want to make your Ancient Chant always live, I guess. But if you wanted to make it more Winged Dragon focused, sure. But you're only going to need 1 of each of the God cards, and then of course your 1 Sphere Mode. Another card that I did have multiples of, ended up dismantling them for some reason. I think I need the UR. Well, everyone goes through that stage, right? But no, I dropped it to 1 eventually because it's searchable. 1 is all you really need. Now onto one of my personal favourite cards in the deck, Guardian Slime. Super effective card. It'll save you, if you take damage, you special summon them. It'll save you from the next attack. Really good card. But it's also great at getting your Egyptian God Slime on the field. We've got 1 Monster Reborn because yet again it's searchable with a card that I'll get to now shortly. The True Name. 3 copies of this bad boy. Don't play it with any less. 3 copies of the True Name. This is your OTK enabler. It is super good in this deck. It's all about stacking your deck, and the True Name just gets you that body on the field. 2 Ancient Chant because again you're going to want to use it to search Ra, then banish it from the graveyard, and then able to tribute the monsters and goes on to Ra's attack. Mound of the Bound Creator. You can play it at 3 or 2 and 1 terraforming, I suppose, but it's really good if it gets destroyed. You can search Sphere Mode. Dark Magical Circle, another really good card for the specific fact that you can stack your deck. So Dark Magical Circle, the True Name equals God card. Simple maths. Millennium Revelation, another really good card, but you only really need it at 1 because once again it's searchable off Guardian Slime. So if you don't have it, you get it with him, and you discard a Divine Beast, and you can add Monster Born to your hand. I've actually used it quite a bit. It's super effective. Twin Twisters, just get rid of that back row. Do I say more? Yeah, sure, you can put Lightning Storm in there, but Lightning Storm's not really too effective if you've already got cards on the field. And Twin Twisters will allow you to discard, so you can discard Guardian Slime and allow you to draw a card off its effect. So I went with Twin Twisters anyway. It's up to you. Soul Servant, 3 of them. 100%. I'm not going to dispute that. Soul Servant, if I could have 6 of them, I would. This is another card I tampered with, having 3, having 1, having 2. Wasn't sure on the ratio for the longest time. Eventually settled on 2 copies because it is really good. It's disruption on your opponent's turn. You can tribute their monsters, summon your beast, but be careful because if you use it to summon Ra, you can miss timing and he won't get his attack bonus. So just remember that. And you're locked into only using 1 effect after using it. And 2 Metal Reflect Slime. Great way of going into Egyptian God Slime. And it is searchable with Reactor Slime by using his effect in the battle phase. Link Spider, It's just a way of getting rid of Dark Magician, I suppose, so that you can then go into link plays. Now, just a word of advice, I don't use a lot of the extra deck in here. These are just options in case you need them. Same with Almirage, just to maybe get a card off the field. Because the simple fact is you're going to be OTKing more often than not. If you are going first, you might have to go into some plays like maybe Summon Rod, you know, get rid of him for Artemis, you know, set your Soul Servant, you know, your typical Dark Magician play. If you want to clear some back row and discard a card like Guardian Slime, you got your Nightmare Phoenix. So yeah, there's options in there if you do need to go into them, but 9 times out of 10 you won't really need to. Cross Sheep's in here because yes, you can fusion summon, so you might get that extra summon for the level 4 and then tribute the tree, go into Winged Dragon. Blackluster Soldier as well, just another one of those cards that might come up someday and I'm like, oh, what will I link into here? I'll go into Blackluster and this will save my bacon. So that's my reasoning for it. Celine, because sure, you're running a lot of Magician cards, they're all spellcasters. She'll link climb, get you into Appaloosa, or get you into access codes, so like the options are there. Just you won't really need them a lot, because once you summon the gods, that's it, game over, wrapped up, done and dusted, brown red, on the boat with Charlie, see you later. And most of those times you're going to be doing it with the Winged Dragon of Ra. Pinnacle card, love this god deck, slapping people in platinum with it, no messing. Here's a clip that I included just to prove that I was actually using it in platinum, because I did try to run this deck before to get to platinum and my ratios were off. I had droplets in here, I had all these other cards, you know, I had Nibiru and stuff and effect failures. This deck doesn't really work too well if you're interrupting your opponent too much. Most of the time you're going to want to let your opponent play and then just break their board at the end. I know that sounds crazy, because if they set up an impossible board, what are you going to do? You're kind of screwed. But in that case, you'd be screwed anyway. You'd just be hoping to draw into the cards that'll save you for a turn maybe. So just don't bother with that. Go with this build. It's a lot of fun, a lot of crack. Playing it on Plat 1, just absolutely slapping wigs. This instance I'm up against Tri Brigade. As you already know, Tri Brigade is probably a better going second deck if anything, so he wasn't too happy I won the coin toss, decided to go second. This guy interrupted me anyway, he thought my main play was Dark Magician. That's okay, you can think that, buddy, I'll let you. Now, unbeknownst to him, I'm not running a Dark Magician deck at all. It's kind of like I have the Dark Magician core in here, but I'm actually running an Egyptian god deck, and he's going to find that out oh too well in about 5 seconds flat. So I discarded Obelisk, got to search my Monster Reborn from the deck. Now you can run stuff that will allow you to get Millennium Revelations back to your hand, and you can just kind of keep reusing Monster Reborn. It's a really, now not in the same turn of course, Millennium Revelation is once per turn, but you know, every turn you can get your Monster Reborn back. Use stuff like Blackwing Zephyr, stuff like that. He'll bounce Millennium Revelation back to your hand, but I didn't go with him in this build, I gone with this instead. So you use your Monster Reborn, get your Obelisk back, you summon Reactor Slime, he gets you the 2 tokens. Then you banish your Ancient Chant from the graveyard, which gives you that extra normal summon, which is very important, might I add. It's another great reason to have Ancient Chant in here. And you get to tribute your 3 monsters for the Winged Dragon of Ra. Starting attack 5,000. Hell, I'll give him the rest of my life points, up to 12,900. Oh, I'm sorry bro, it's game over. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, guys.